Let's take you to Cape Town now, where an expert witness has challenged the original official cause of death of anti-apartheid activist Imam Abdullah Haroon. Aeronautical engineer Thavis Mudli told the Western Cape High Court that Haroon's injuries were inconsistent with the type of fall police say led to his death in 1969. The Imam family say that they always knew the initial reports at the first inquest over his death were false. The state pathologist is providing his analysis of evidence today. Nobesuthu Hejana will be following that testimony and joins us this morning for the very latest on that story. A very good morning to you, Nobesuthu. No doubt some kind of relief for the family that their doubts and reservations over the last few years have been validated by the testimony provided by the aeronautical engineer in terms of the injuries that were suffered by Mr. Haroon when he was allegedly murdered back in 1969.
Certainly, Rufua. In fact, yesterday the day started with the two site visits at the police stations where the Imam was incarcerated. We started at the Cape Town Central Police Station, where the family was shown the cell as well as the staircase where the alleged fall happened. So when the engineer was testifying in court, he did mention that given the height and the distance between the floor and the staircase, the injuries that were recorded by the two police officers, Mr. Johannes van Wyk as well as Dirk Gennis, the injuries that they recorded were very inconsistent with the exact injuries that were seen by the autopsy, and also saying that for someone who had fallen on his back, he did not sustain head, back and neck injuries as opposed to the injuries that were seen in his body, which were on his thighs. So when we spoke to the family just after that testimony, they were saying that, they've always knew that the inquest, or rather the report from the initial inquest, had many inconsistencies, especially with the type of murder, especially with the fact that he was detained on May 28, 1969 at the Cape Town Police Station, and the judge, Daniel Tulare, told the court, or rather the people outside the police station, that he was there from May until August 8th, but then somehow his death was recorded at the Maitland Police Station on September 27th in 1969.
Those are very important details to consider, Nobesuthu Hejana. Today, though, what are we expecting to come out of those particular proceedings?
So today we're expecting to hear testimony from the state pathologist, who's going to detail, or rather give his analysis of the medical records that were recorded back in 1969. We're also going to be hearing from Imam Haroon's niece, just to reflect on maybe the impact his death had on the family, as we've heard from the children of the Imam that obviously at the time of his death, his youngest daughter was 6 years old, so he literally grew up without a father, and their mother died at the age of 93 years old without knowing all the facts of what really happened to her husband.
And also, you've spoken to Steve Biko's son over the last few days, because there has been great support across all activists in the country. And he's indicated that this is not just about Imam, but it'll bring justice to others who were unjustifiably killed during the apartheid years. Just reflect on those insights that you've gotten over the last few days.
Sure. So we've seen a number of activists who've been attending this particular inquest, and one of the things that were mentioned by the state prosecutor or the legal representative of the family is that many of the deaths during that time or under the apartheid regime were recorded of people who have fallen down the stairs or people jumping off buildings. Those were the people who were arrested, especially the apartheid activists. So we've seen the families of other people who have died during that time giving support to this particular family, saying that it's not only about the Imam's family, but it's going to shed light and bring positivity to all other families, especially the people who've lost their life during that particular time. So Mr. Ngosinathi Biko was saying that for them it will be an honor to finally hear the truth about the way or the cause of death of Imam Harun.